What would you do if you could get sports info before the sports post even knew what happened? All right, so imagine this for a second. You're watching an NBA game live on your TV. A player sinks in a three-pointer. You see it live, right? But what if I told you that the version that you're seeing, even on the fastest stream, is actually a few seconds behind what's really happening on the court? That delay might not mean much to most people, but if you're someone who's looking to profit from the outcome of these games, that tiny delay is everything. That's exactly where Courtside Locks comes in. It's a service that I came across recently, and honestly, it's one of the most interesting concepts that I've seen in this space. They give you access to live updates from people who are physically at the game. I'm talking courtside, right there in the arena, watching every play as it happens. They're not guessing, they're definitely not just analyzing stats. They are literally watching the action unfold, and they're just reporting it immediately on a private voice call. And here's where it gets quite clever. Because of that little delay that is between the real life and when the platform updates their info, there's a small window, just a few seconds, where you can act on something that's already happened. And that's the key. That's the edge. So when their announcer calls out something like a made three-pointer or a big play, you've got just a moment to act before the odds adjust. It's not about luck. It's not about reading tea leaves. It's about having real-time info faster than everyone else and using that info before it becomes public. And you don't need to be a pro or some seasoned analyst. You don't need to study trends or track stats for hours. You just join the voice call, listen for the real-time update, and you make your move. This happens over and over again throughout a game. These kinds of windows open up multiple times, but, and this is important, it's not foolproof. You do need to act fast. That window is very short, and if you miss it, the opportunity can disappear in seconds. So even though a lot of members are winning regularly, there will be people, that miss a play or the timing is off by a second or two. It happens. It's not a magic system. It's just a time advantage, and you still have to be sharp to make the most out of it. Now, what's really reassuring is the feedback that they have gotten. If you head over to their website, you can see a bunch of reviews and testimonials from actual members, and they're pretty overwhelmingly positive. People are sharing their results. They're talking about how much they have made through Courtside Locks, how the system changed the way they look at this whole space. Some of the stories are just unbelievable, but there are screenshots, there are receipts, there's a lot of consistent proof that people are, they're having real success with it. Still, it is important to stay grounded. Not every single play goes perfectly, and not every person gets the timing right every time. But overall, the feedback shows that the system works when used properly. What stood out to me was their community. It's not just a couple of people bragging. It's really active, it's consistent, it's full of screenshots and real results. People are showing exactly what they did and how fast their returns came in. It's pretty motivating when you see, how real and frequent the wins are. And just to clarify, this isn't something automated. These are actual people who are physically present at the game, relaying what they see in real time. So Courtside Lock has built a system around, this that's simple but surprisingly effective. They do limit the number of members though, and that makes sense because this is the kind of edge that can be spread too thin. Too many people using it at once would probably mess up with the timing or effectiveness. So spots are limited to maintain the quality and responsiveness of the whole setup. If you're someone who's been around, these kinds of platforms before, I think you'll know how rare it is to find something like this. That's not just fluff or hype. This is about getting information faster than the systems, most people rely on, and using that to your advantage. And once you've seen how that small time gap can lead to a real edge, you'll understand, why people take this seriously. I mean, once you get used to winning like that, based on things that already happened, you kind of wonder how you ever played without it. It's not complicated, it's not flashy, it's just smart. And if you've been looking for a way to take your game to a more calculated, more controlled level, I think Courtside Locks is definitely something worth checking out. If you ever wanted to be a few steps ahead instead of always playing catch up, I think this might be your chance. You can get all the details from their website. I'll share the link that will be in the description, and you can check the reviews for yourself. You can join the community. You can see the results that people are sharing in front of you. I think that will probably be more than enough for you to be convinced. But you can give it a try. They have this weekly membership. You can go with 1 week, see how it performs, and if you're into it, you can go ahead. But like I said before, I'm not sure if you will be able to get a membership, but if you have the chance, I will suggest that you check it out. Again, all the links will be in the description, and you can let me know if you have any question. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one shortly, so stay tuned.